Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda. It was announced over the weekend that the British Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, is trying to bring in new laws to deal with the situation with homeless people in the UK. Now, the new laws are not they're not laws that are going to help people from stop being homeless, but rather to try and get people off the streets where nobody will see them. So, for example, there's a proposed law that will make it illegal for people to put up tents anywhere in a city. Because a lot of homeless people now are sleeping in tents. And also a law is proposed that charities that are giving tents to homeless people to give them shelter, that those charities will be fined if they give homeless people tents. And the idea is that these people visiting London won't see all these tents on the streets and know that homeless people are sleeping there. The issue of homelessness, it certainly makes us all feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable when I see homeless people on the streets of Dublin. And of course, in many parts of the world, I've been in developing countries where there are horrific numbers of homeless people sleeping on the streets, but also in the United States. I mean, a very developed nation, and I'm constantly amazed in the United States at city after city that I visit where huge amounts of homeless people are on the streets. But the reason why we feel uncomfortable is not because homeless people are unattractive. It's not because they're bad for tourism. It's because deep down we know that as a society, we should be able to do better and we should be able to do more. So just banishing people to somewhere where we can't see them, but leaving them still homeless and even preventing them from having the minimum shelter that a tent can provide is no solution at all. In fact, it's likely to make the situation worse. I know what it is to be homeless. I have slept on the streets in Northern Ireland and also in London as well. And I want to tell you, there were times whenever I would have longed for somebody to have given me a tent to at least get a little bit of shelter from the cold, from the rain, even from the snow. And this idea that we should pass laws to stop people from sleeping in tents so that instead they'll sleep somewhere worse makes no sense whatsoever. Now, of course, there are many reasons why people are homeless. It's very easy, very convenient to try to find an easy answer to homelessness, whether we say it's the government's fault, whether people blame it on refugees and immigrants and everything else, and try to find somebody else to blame for the problem. There's many reasons why people are homeless. I was homeless because I had addictions in my life. I wasn't actually homeless because of bad government policies. It wouldn't have mattered how good the housing policies were at that time. I would still have been homeless because of the lifestyle that I was living and the addictions that had got a hold on my life. But I'm aware that there are many people who are homeless, and it's not because they're alcoholics or drug addicts, but they're homeless because in many situations, particularly now here in Ireland, homes are so expensive either to buy or to rent that many people they have no option but to be homeless because there's actually no affordable housing for them. And just moving people on is not the answer. We as a society need to look at the situation of homelessness and say, how can we do better? And we in the church need to be part of the solution. The answer to my homelessness was to come to Christ. But to come to Christ, I needed a Christian organization that would give me shelter, and the Salvation Army did just that. I would urge you today, pray for people who are homeless. Pray for the overall problem we have with homelessness in this nation and other nations. Pray that the Church of Jesus Christ can be part of the solution and the answer to alleviate this problem with the many complicated reasons that there are why it exists. May God help us to do that and to do it well in Jesus' name. God bless you. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda.